Have you ever wondered why the mightiest empires, those that ruled vast lands, controlled enormous wealth, and built wonders of the world, eventually crumbled into dust? What caused their downfall? Today, we're diving deep into the mysteries behind the fall of history's greatest empires, from the Romans to the Maya. And trust me, these stories are not only fascinating but carry valuable lessons for us even today. The rise and fall of empires is one of the most captivating stories in history. Imagine standing in the shadow of the Colosseum in ancient Rome, a city that controlled the Mediterranean for centuries, or in the ruins of the Maya civilization, wondering what happened to such an advanced culture. These civilizations seemed invincible, yet they collapsed, often in ways that left historians puzzled for centuries. In today's video, we'll explore the fascinating reasons why some of the greatest empires in human history crumbled. From external invasions to internal decay, we'll uncover the complex web of factors that led to their demise. But this isn't just a history lesson. The fall of these empires carries important warnings for us today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand the key factors that contributed to the fall of these once mighty civilizations, but you'll also see how these lessons from the past could be warning signs for our modern world. Could today's superpowers be making the same mistakes? History may just hold the answers we need to prevent another collapse. Now, let's dive right in and uncover the secrets behind the rise and fall of great civilizations. The Roman Empire was the symbol of power and innovation, ruling over vast territories for centuries. Yet, by 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire fell. So what led to its collapse? Political corruption and instability. Over time, Rome's political system became increasingly corrupt. Emperors came and went rapidly, with some lasting mere months. The once strong leadership that had expanded the empire was replaced by a string of weak rulers who struggled to maintain control. Economic troubles. The Roman economy suffered from hyperinflation, largely due to continuous wars and overspending. Taxation became unbearable, particularly for the poor, while the rich elite found ways to avoid paying their share. Military decline. While Rome's military was once the greatest in the world, it eventually weakened due to internal strife, poor leadership, and the recruitment of non-Roman mercenaries who had little loyalty to the empire. This left the empire vulnerable to external threats, like the Germanic tribes who eventually sacked Rome. Barbarian invasions. The external pressure from migrating barbarian groups like the Visigoths and Vandals ultimately dealt the final blow. These groups, driven by their own survival, pushed through weakened Roman defenses and toppled the empire. The fall of Rome was a slow process that occurred over centuries, and it wasn't the result of one single event. Instead, it was the culmination of several internal and external factors that spiraled out of control. The collapse of the Maya civilization is one of the most intriguing mysteries in history. The Maya were advanced in many ways, mastering architecture, astronomy, and writing, yet by the end of the 9th century, their great cities were abandoned. Environmental changes. One of the leading theories is that a severe drought struck the region, with agriculture being the backbone of the Maya civilization. This would have led to famine, social unrest, and mass migrations, overpopulation, and resource depletion. As the population grew, the Maya put increasing pressure on their environment, clearing vast swaths of land for farming. This deforestation likely led to soil degradation, making it harder to sustain large populations. Political fragmentation and warfare. The Maya were not a unified empire but rather a collection of city-states, each with its own king. As resources became scarcer, these city-states turned on each other, engaging in destructive warfare that further weakened the society. The Maya didn't vanish overnight. Instead, their collapse was a slow unraveling due to a combination of environmental stress, political instability, and warfare, all of which created a perfect storm of disaster. The Ottoman Empire, which lasted for over 6 centuries, was one of the most formidable empires in history. At its peak, it controlled parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa. So why did it eventually crumble? Military defeats. The Ottomans were known for their military prowess, but over time, they began to suffer significant defeats. The failure to keep up with European military advancements, combined with disastrous wars like the Crimean War, weakened the empire's grip on its territories. Economic decline. The discovery of new trade routes by European powers, particularly after the Age of Exploration, diminished the Ottoman Empire's economic importance. They struggled to compete in a world that was rapidly modernizing. Corruption and weak leadership. Like many empires before it, the Ottomans faced internal corruption. The empire became increasingly dependent on incompetent or corrupt officials who drained its resources. Weak leadership and court intrigues further destabilized the empire. Nationalism and internal revolts. As the 19th century progressed, nationalist movements within the empire gained strength. Many of the empire's non-Turkish subjects, such as Greeks, Serbs, and Arabs, sought independence, further fracturing the empire. By the early 20th century, the Ottoman Empire had been reduced to a shadow of its former self, earning the nickname the Sick Man of Europe. Its final demise came after World War I, when it was officially dissolved, and the Republic of Turkey rose from its ashes. The Inca Empire, sprawling across the Andes Mountains in South America, was one of the largest empires in the world. Despite its size and strength, it was toppled by a small group of Spanish conquistadors in the early 16th century. Diseases. The arrival of the Spanish brought diseases like smallpox, which decimated the Inca population before the Spanish even reached the empire. The loss of such a large portion of the population weakened the empire's ability to defend itself. Civil War. The Inca Empire was already reeling from a brutal civil war between two brothers, Atahualpa and Huáscar, who both claimed the throne. This internal strife made the empire more vulnerable to external threats. Spanish military superiority. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Spanish had superior weapons and military tactics. The Incas, who were skilled at guerrilla warfare, were unable to match the Spanish's technological advantages. Political instability. The sudden arrival of the Spanish, combined with the Incas' internal divisions, led to a quick collapse. The Spanish exploded existing rivalries and installed puppet rulers, effectively dismantling the empire. The fall of the Inca Empire shows how internal instability, combined with external threats, can lead to the rapid downfall of even the most powerful empires. As we've seen, the fall of great civilizations like Rome, the Maya, the Ottomans, and the Incas was caused by a complex mixture of factors: political corruption, economic troubles, environmental challenges, military defeats, and internal divisions were often at the heart of these collapses. No empire falls for just one reason. It's usually the result of multiple, compounding factors that weaken a society over time. These stories from history serve as a reminder that even the most powerful empires are not immune to collapse. The rise and fall of civilizations is a cycle that has repeated throughout history, and it raises the question: are we, in the modern world, repeating the mistakes of the past? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more captivating content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.